We're told to take care of ourselves, but we live in systems that make that impossible. We're told we're free, but only if we behave. We're told to speak our truth, but only if it fits the script. The signal isn't very clear. I'm Beverly, counsellor and lecturer at DDPCT. Each week we explore the emotional cost of living in contradiction and how we might reclaim clarity, connection, and care. When you're constantly surrounded by conflicting messages, it wears you down. It's not just annoying, it becomes mentally exhausting. Psychologists call it cognitive overload. Too much input, too many contradictions, and your brain simply can't keep up. It struggles to filter what matters from what doesn't, and over time that makes decision making harder, not just about big issues, but even day-to-day choices. Research here in the UK, including studies published in the British Journal of Psychology, shows how this mental overload leads to fatigue, irritability, and a kind of low-level helplessness. You start second-guessing even the sources you used to trust. And that erosion of trust, it doesn't just affect what we think, it affects how we feel. There's a strong link between this kind of uncertainty and anxiety. The chaos of misinformation, especially online, feeds stress. NHS data has shown rising levels of anxiety and depression, especially among younger adults. And a lot of it is tied to how we consume media, how we navigate truth and lies online. For people in marginalized groups, it can be even more intense. Misinformation campaigns often target specific communities, spreading false claims that tap into existing stereotypes or fears. During the pandemic, mixed messages about vaccines, risks, or access to care left many feeling vulnerable, confused, and unsupported. That kind of stress doesn't just go away, and it goes deeper into how we see ourselves. Identity doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's shaped by the stories around us, the narratives we hear and internalize. But when the information landscape is fragmented or hostile, those stories become distorted. That distorts us too. Disinformation doesn't just cloud the facts, it fractures belonging. It can make someone feel like there's no space for them in the broader social conversation. Researchers, psychologists, and counselors talk about how disinformation can break down cohesion, fueling mistrust, dividing communities, pushing people to the edges because of their background, their beliefs, or who they are. That disconnection isn't just social, it can leave people feeling unanchored in themselves. In times like this, people tend to cling to what feels safe. That's where confirmation bias comes in. When the world feels unpredictable, we lean into familiar beliefs. Online algorithms know this and they feed it. They create echo chambers where everything we see reinforces what we already think. On the surface, that can feel reassuring, but it can also trap us, make us less open, less curious, less able to hear anything new. And in the long run, that deepens the divides we're already struggling with. Even so, people find ways to cope. Some build trusted networks, online or in person, where they can make sense of things together. Others learn to think critically about what they're seeing, asking, who made this? Why? What's missing? Studies on psychological resilience, including those coming out of the UK universities, show that having a sense of agency makes a real difference. When people feel they can act, that they're not just passive consumers of chaos, it helps protect their well-being and social connection. Knowing someone else is navigating this too, that's just as crucial. But none of this affects everyone in the same way. Class, education, mental health, access to resources, they all shape how we experience the information storm. Some people can take a break, get support, filter it. Others can't. For them, the storm never stops. And some researchers push back against the idea that all of this is just an individual problem, that if we're anxious or overwhelmed, it's something we need to fix in ourselves. They argue that we also have to look at the system that create these conditions. It's not just about helping people cope better, it's about changing the environment that's causing the harm.